Hey guys, welcome to another segment of Word of the Day. My name is Caesar and this is Inspire Movement. I hope that you've had a lovely week thus far. Today's word is rage. So rage by definition is uncontrollable anger, violent anger as a matter of fact. How do you know that you're experiencing rage? Well, for one, you're experiencing things like tunnel vision. You have muffled hearing. You have hyperventilation. You have increased heart rate. When it comes to your vision, you have like a rose-tinted vision, meaning to say that you're seeing red. That's why people say, oh, they're so mad that they're seeing red. So there are physical manifestations when you're actually undergoing a bout of rage. What are triggers to rage? Well, for one, it could be things like depression, obsessive-compulsive disorder, oppositional defiant disorder, bipolar disorder, past traumas and grief. All of these things are definitely triggers. Things like alcohol and drug addiction as well. So there's many different triggers that can lead to a bout of rage. What are some physical ailments long-term that we have to be concerned with if we experience rage very much during, the passing of a year? Well, for one, heart problems, for sure. High blood pressure, skin disorders, believe it or not, and a lot of digestive problems. What can we do about it? Well, for one, what we can do is try to first seek counseling, intense counseling as a matter of fact, because if you're already experiencing rage, there's a lot of things that you need to unpack in order to even begin to deal with it. Going into something like a regular exercise regimen is actually very helpful. Again, keeps your anxiety levels and stress levels down. And also practicing some form of relaxation techniques is very important. As I try to relate to the word rage, I can tell you that I've experienced both anger and rage, unfortunately. And to make a point of clarification, anger is a state of aggression or hostility towards someone or something, whereas rage, again, is so much worse. It's actually violent, uncontrollable anger. So it's a different category, if you will. I've experienced both, unfortunately, and in order to intervene, I put myself through, in my mid-20s, a lot of therapy, a lot of deep, intense therapy, 2 to 3 sessions per week even. And that's really what it took, almost like an emergency intervention, just to begin to deal with the problem. Now, go exponentially 15, 20 years later, and what am I doing in order to cope with it? Well, I'm not currently in something like therapy or intense therapy, but my spiritual grounding, practicing relaxation techniques, things like yoga, things like mindfulness, keep me in a better state of mind and in a better place so that I don't have to have these peaks and valleys. Because typically when you have rage, it's so debilitating. Having experienced rage before, boy, when you have a bout of rage, you feel exhausted. Like if you're in a marathon, mentally you're drained, physically you're drained. In my mid-20s, or since my mid-20s, I've had all sorts of gastrointestinal issues, diverticulitis, polyps, irritable bowel syndrome. So when I say that there are physical manifestations to experiencing anger and rage, it's from experience, unfortunately. But there is help. And yes, there is something that we can do about it. So if somebody out there is actually listening to this video and it's something that you've experienced in the past or are experiencing, know that you can feel better. And that you are worthy and that you're not an evil person because you're going through it. You just need help. No different than I did. So hopefully you can take some of these words to heart and try to look for avenues to help you with this issue that you're dealing with. And it could be just something related to past traumas like I mentioned before, or any of those other conditions that's leading to it. So with that, I'm going to leave you with those reflections. I hope that you find some of these reflections useful. If you haven't connected with us before, please tune in to our inspireamovement.com. All of our ongoings, events, as well as videos and content are all tied to our website. So again, inspireamovement.com. Thank you so much and have a blessed week.